Today's video is brought to you by Card Kingdom. Oh, alright, well, Peer, target us. We will draw half of our deck. And no attacks, and now we must discard a lot of cards. So many cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Wow, that's so much discarding. Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another edition of Budget Magic, and ooh, do we have a sweet one this week. I'm really hyped about this deck, Abyss Black Devotion, for a couple of different reasons. One is, we got a really sweet combo in the deck, an instant win 2-card combo that we can win the game with as early as turn 5, so that's pretty impressive for standard. Secondly, the deck's really cheap, 54 bucks a paper, so essentially an ultra budget deck. It is 21 rares on Arena, no mythics, so a little more expensive than a typical budget deck on Arena, but it comes with a huge upside, which is this deck is also completely rotation proof. So if you do end up putting together this deck, you're going to need a deck that's not just good for the next month until rotation, but a month and an entire year to the next rotation. So the deck's going to stick around for a while. The rotation proof thing was not my intention. I didn't actually set out to make this a rotation proof deck. I built Mono Black Devotion, and I was like, this is actually pretty close to being rotation proof anyway. Made a couple of small changes, good to go. So anyway, let's talk about this super sweet, super cheap post-ban standard, post-rotation standard deck, Abyss Black Devotion. Jump into our games, starting with the sweetest thing our deck can do. So the most powerful thing our deck can do is assemble a 2-card win the game combo. Nyx Lotus is not technically a combo piece, but it taps for a ton of mana, and that mana is essential to being able to cast our combo pieces. So Nyx Lotus, essentially just a Nykthos Shrine to Nyx on a 4-mana ETB tapped artifact. Taps to add mana equal to our devotion to a color of our choice, which in our deck equals a lot of mana. So the sweetest thing our deck can do is on turn 3 play Underworld Dreams, a triple black enchantment. So one of the cute things about this is if we have Nyx Lotus, it's essentially free. It costs 3 to cast, but then it adds 3 black mana symbols for Nykthos. But Underworld Dreams makes it so if our opponent would draw a card, they take a damage. So turn 3, Underworld Dreams. Turn 4, Nykthos for mana. Turn 5, Peer into the Abyss. Peer into the Abyss. It's 7 mana, but if we got Nyx Lotus, it doesn't really matter. We have so much mana anyway. Makes target player draw half of their deck and lose half of their life rounded up. So essentially, let's say our opponent's at 20 life. They haven't taken any damage. We Underworld Dreams, we Nyx Lotus, we use that mana to Peer into the Abyss. Peer into the Abyss is going to hit our opponent down to 10, but our opponent's also going to draw half of their deck, which is going to give us 20, 30, some huge amount of Underworld Dream triggers, which are each going to be a damage, drain our opponent out of the game. So essentially, from almost any board state, in almost any situation, Peer into the Abyss targeting our opponent with Underworld Dreams on the battlefield is just game over. The other awesome thing about Peer into the Abyss, and the reason I really love it in this deck, is we can also just draw half of our deck. A lot of times when we play this deck, the first Peer into the Abyss actually targets us, and that draws us half of our deck. That's likely going to find us another Peer into the Abyss, find us Underworld Dreams, a bunch of other stuff. So then the following turn, with half of our deck being drawn, we just Underworld Dreams, Peer into the Abyss, win the game on the spot. So that's the combo that makes the deck super sweet. The rest of the deck, we have a Wishclaw Talisman to help us find our combo pieces, and it does add a black mana symbol for Nyx Lotus. Worth mentioning, if you play the deck, please don't activate Wishclaw Talisman until you're going to win the game. It's not for value. You don't want to just Wishclaw Talisman, grab a random Gray Merchant or something. This is specifically like, we have the Underworld Dreams, we have the Nyx Lotus, but we can't find the Peer into the Abyss. We tutor Wishclaw Talisman, our opponent gets it, sure, whatever, that's fine. They're going to be able to tutor, but they're actually not going to be able to tutor because we're just going to kill our opponent with the Peer to the Abyss we tutor up right away. Otherwise, Gray Merchant of Asphodel is our other devotion payoff, and this is where we kind of shift modes into a more typical black devotion deck. Just drains equal to our devotion to black, works well with our Underworld Dreams, adding 3 black mana symbols, gains us life against aggro, drains opponents out of the game in mid-range and control matchups. Then we have a bunch of black mana symbol creatures. Kai'Sail Freebooter gives us some interaction in the early game, kind of a creature-y duress. Temerant, really good against against Uros, other graveyard decks, eating away the graveyard, 2 black mana symbols, and a Yara, 3 black mana symbols, maybe some card draw, a little bit of draining, and then Deathless Knight is a card that's actually really sweet in this deck. It looks underpowered as a 4 mana 4/2 haste, but it has 4 black mana symbols, so it's absurd with Nyx Lotus for one. It's another free spell with Nyx Lotus because we gain back that mana and black mana symbols right away. We have a lot of weird life gain. Grey Merchant, Temerat, Iara all gain us life, so Deathless Knight keeps coming back from the graveyard, and the haste is nice to snipe down our opponent's stuff, so actually surprisingly synergistic in the deck. Also worth mentioning, speaking of free spells, if we have Nyx Lotus out, Temerat, Iara, Deathless Knight are all free. We can cast them and immediately get that mana back in black mana symbols with Nyx Lotus. As far as the removal, Murderous Rider, really sweet because not only is it a creature or planeswalker removal spell that's already efficient, but it's black mana symbols on the battlefield afterwards and more life gain for our Deathless Knight. Grasp of Darkness for the early game. Erebos' Intervention is another payoff for our Nyx Lotus, essentially. X spells work really well with the amount of mana that Nyx Lotus can generate. So yes, even though it's going to be overkill, we can make like 20 mana and just gain a ridiculous amount of life and kill a creature with Erebos' Intervention, and the graveyard hate can be nice as well. Mana base, Castle Lockwayne, really essential to the deck. Our main card advantage engine, a bunch of swamps. In the sideboard, a bunch more removal for aggro decks. Heartless Act, Dragon to the Underworld, Pestilent Haze, Eat to Extinction can come in against aggro, but especially good at sniping planeswalkers, Uros. Elspeth's Nightmare is our post-rotation graveyard hate. It's not especially good at anything. Like, it destroys creatures sort of if they're small. It duresses sort of very slowly, but it does exile the graveyard too. So when you mash all that together, over the course of a few turns, it's a lot of value. Duress and Agonizing Remorse for control style decks, and that is Abyss Mono Black Devotion, post-rotation, ultra budget Abyss Mono Black Devotion, and that's our bunch of Magic deck for today. So let's jump into our games, see if this post-rotation deck can compete in pre-rotation standard. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy it, and I'll be back in a bit with the wrap-up. Today's video is brought to you by Card Kingdom, and right now you can get this sweet Scoop Soldier sticker when you order over at cardkingdom.com. Just mention in your order notes that you want a Scoop Soldier sticker when you go to checkout. Alright, budget magic time. We are playing some Mono Black Peer to the Abyss Devotion, and, well, I guess we'll keep this. It's land heavy, but we do have a Castle Lockwayne, and we do have one of our combo pieces. Well, Swampco. Let's see what our opponent's up to. Triume. Well, we will Kite Sail. Take Crash through. Alright, so opponent's playing Prowess, so they should have a lot of removal. There's Sprite Dragon. Thankfully, he can't attack into our freebooter. Well, play another freebooter. Take the Shock. Castle Lockwayne. No attacks. Island for opponent. Passes. Well, land and Nyx Lotus. Pass the turn. Land for our opponent. Oh, alright, well, Peer. Target us. We will draw half of our deck. And no attacks, and now we must discard a lot of cards. So many cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and wow, that's so much discarding. 20? More? Wait, so what are we keeping? Peer, Underworld Dreams. Maybe we just keep one Grey Merchant? Okay, there we go. Huh. Alright, that was a lot of card draw. Your go, opponent. And now we have a really good hand. And we have the combo. So we can just go for the full-on combo kill. That is the power of casting the first Peer on yourself, is odds of drawing into the combo are pretty high. We gotta hope our opponent can't kill us. It seems very unlikely that they can actually kill us, even with us losing half of our life. Like, that feels like a long shot here. Like, they could shock Kite Sail, grow Sprite Dragon, shock Kite Sail, grow Sprite Dragon, crash through, but that's not going to get them to 10. And now we have a handful of removal and life gain. Yeah, we'll just take it. Okay, unsubstantiate. Bounces Kite Sail. Hits us to 8. I mean, if our opponent plays Stormwing, they're dead. We just cut. Okay. I think they're dead. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I think we have exactly the mana we need to just win. Because we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4. So this will tap for 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so we can just Underworld Dreams, Peer our opponent, win the game. So play the land. Ooh, Underworld Dreams. This also works. Underworld Dreams, Peer into the Abyss. We will let you draw a few cards, opponent. We are a kind, a very kind opponent. You can draw half your deck. Got him! Well, that was not bad. That was, what, turn 6? Not bad, not bad. And now we get to bring in a bunch of removal, which should hopefully improve this matchup. So removal in. What are we going down is the question. We could bring in Eat to Extinction too. So the problem with Kite Sail is it's very shockable. The discard is nice. I guess we can go down Wishclaw. We can probably go down a Tamaret. Maybe like, we also might want Duresses, like discard. Maybe like 1 Murderous Rider, 1 Nyx Lotus. Underworld Dreams actually seems decent against our opponent's deck. Is there any way we can, well, maybe we keep Murderous Rider and go down a Freebooter. I think we want as much removal as possible and then leave the discard on the sidelines. Yeah, let's try it like that. So the good news is our opponent's deck, they don't have that many threats. They might have like 12 creatures. So if we can deal with the Sprite Dragons and the Stormwing entities early in the game, we can kind of like play the control role essentially as our plan. All right, that's a bunch of removal. So that's kind of our goal, is just to keep the threats off the battlefield and hopefully let our opponent spin their wheels with their cantrips and whatnot. Our removal is a tiny bit slow, but land go. Opponent, land, and there's the Sprite Dragon. Sure, hits us. Well, land, go. Yeah, let's see how far ahead our opponent can get here. Like, cantrip and his Stormwing entity is pretty good for them. Gray Merchant is a nice way to hopefully gain back some life eventually. Alright, opponent opts. Grows the Sprite Dragon. Hits us down to 17. Well, play the land, pass the turn. Crash through. Alright, let's go for it. Kill the Sprite Dragon. Island for our opponent. And Stormwing entity. Sure. Well, we can also kill that. 2 to the bottom. Well, play a land. Kill Stormwing entity. So first 2 threats dealt with. Another land would actually be solid. Opponent shocks our face. Stormwing entity. If we land, we get to Freebooter and drag to the Underworld. Otherwise, we just have to... Alright, there's a land. That's good. So we get to play the land. Freebooter. Take a peek. Well, we'll take Royal Scions. We will kill Stormwing entity. That makes these Lofty Denials not great. We can play around them fairly easily now. About it. Yeah, without a flyer, this is just a force spike. With a flyer, it's great, but without a flyer, it doesn't do much. I'm assuming our opponent at some point is going to want to like bounce Kite Sail to get back Royal Scions and play it. Maybe on our end step is probably where they're headed. Well, our plan of just killing the threats so far is working. We've gotten through a Sprite Wing and 2 Stormwing entities, which that was our plan, and now we're getting close to the start gaining back life and stabilizing part of the game. Or maybe our opponent just ropes out in saltiness. Does not like getting peered. The Abyss is peering back at our opponent. Oh, opponent. Yeah, they're really just gonna time out. Got him! Got him, got him. Well, that went spectacularly. Yeah, I mean, the sideboard plan worked to perfection. Kill the threats. That is a weakness of our opponent's deck. It's very fast. However, the weakness is, if you can, it doesn't have that many threats. So if you can kill the threats quickly enough before they kill you, then your opponent gets left in situations like this where their deck is just not really doing anything. Now, since our opponent's not doing anything, we're going to run out Nyx Lotus. Even if our opponent unsubstantiates Kite Sail and plays Royal Scions, we're actually pretty fine with that. I don't think that really matters. Because then we can Deathless Knight into Murderous Rider, into Grey Merchant, and just like go off next turn. Because remember, like, Deathless Knight is essentially free if we have Nyx Lotus, because it costs 4, but then it adds 4 black mana symbols. So it essentially becomes a free spell that also grows our Great Merchant. Alright. I mean, I assume that our opponent's just gonna explode here because they haven't done anything in 2 turns and keep timing out. I think we just, they gave up their will to live. When that second Sprite Wing died, and that Freebooter came down, opponent just, done skis. Opponent. And the explosion is here, and that was pretty good. We got the combo kill in game 1, game 2, the removal plan worked. Sweet, sweet. Alright, budget magic time. We are playing some post-rotation Peer into the Abyss Wombo combo devotion in standard this weekend. Alright, we'll keep this. I mean, this hand's fine. We're going to have the mana. We're going to need to find some card draw, but these Nyx Lotuses will provide mana, and we'll see. I don't know what Jengatha means anymore. Ugh. Another Temerit's not great. Well, freeboot you. Oh, it's Winota. Alright. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Well, this isn't good unless we start drawing removal. Gonna need some removals. Opponent can Loxodon. Yeah. Alright. There's a big ol' Loxodon. Well, play a Swamp, Temerit. I guess we attack. We're not blocking with Freebooter. Boot it. Yeah, we might be a bit slow here. This is a matchup that I think should get easier after sideboarding, because we got a bunch of removal in the sideboard that should help a lot. All right, there's a Woe Strider. And then, second Loxodon. Yeah, this is a frighteningly fast start. Yeah, I think we're super dead. Opponent, we draw a Grey Merchant. Well, we'll play a Nyx Lotus. But I'm not 100% sure we just survived this turn. Like, yeah. I mean, we can Grey Merchant, but it's not even a great Grey Merchant. And opponent, because of these 2 Loxodon, has just a ridiculously fast start. Tajik. Jeez. Yeah, there's no way we can come back from this. All right, well, that was a really nice Winota start. So. Heartless Axe in. Drag to the Underworld in. Elspeth, Nightmare, maybe not in. Pestilent Haze in. Eat to Extinction in. We will go down the Freebooters, which seem pretty dead. We'll go down 1 Nyx Lotus, 1 Underworld Dreams, and maybe just 1 Wishclaw Talisman. So just go like essentially max removal mode and get rid of some of our stuff that's mostly good against spell decks. Also should be helpful that we get to play first. That was a scary start. Double Loxodon is just so much damage when you have the Raise the Alarm. Alright, we get to play first. We can't keep that. Alright, this we can keep. We will put a Swamp to the bottom. I mean, Underworld Dreams is not going to be great in this matchup until we get to the combo, but it does up our devotion, and Pestilent Haze seems good. Land go. Opponent plays Blance Passes. Well, we will play a land and Underworld Dreams. There's the Raise the Alarm. Does our opponent also have the Loxodon? Down to 19. Land. Judith. Okay, this is fine. So we take 4, but we get to play a land and just sweep the board. Alright, that's good. And we have another removal spell for a Winota. And hopefully we could Deathless Knight into Grey Merchant, and that's a lot of drain in life gain. That might get there with this Underworld Dreams all by itself, essentially. Opponent hits us. Ooh, well, alright, Deathless Knight. Go attacking? Okay, opponent has Dire Tactics. Well, okay. That does make these Grey Merchants a little worse, although they're still pretty good. Tap land, and Freebooter. Ooh, alright, there goes our removal. Well, give us lands, magic gods. Also, more removal's fine. Alright, that's land. So play the land, Grey Merchant. 5U. Alright, well, this is it. Opponent, if they can have like a I win Winota turn, they could still get us here. Okay, oh, just locks. Okay, well, that's good. Now our opponent's just straight up dead. Opponent hits us, sure. And yeah, they know the Grey Merchant is coming. Opponent scoops it up. Whew. All right. Well, let's do that again. On the draw this time, which that is a little risky. But hopefully we're good. All right. Well, we'll keep this. The bad news is this does not stop the go wide draw. This can deal with a Winota. And we do have a Gray Merchant. All right, Freebooter. Actually not that insane here. Mostly because we can Murderous Rider it if we need to. More removal's fine. We'll take more removal every turn. All right. Murderous Rider. Yeah, that works. Mountain for our opponent and gets in for 1. Sure. Play a land. Pass the turn. So I think we just leave up our removal here. If our opponent plays Winota, we got to kill Winota. If our opponent does not play Winota, then we'll kill the Freebooter. All right. Plains. Lazotep Reefer. Is this setting up for a huge Loxodon? Yeah, Loxodon's a card we don't really have. We have all this 1-for-1 removal, but that's exactly what we wanted to not see. Well, kill Freebooter. Take some damage. Get back, eat to extinction. But opponent's board is getting massive. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, all right, pass the turn. Not at all comfortable with where we're at. I think we're in serious trouble here. Yeah, that's what we were afraid of. Basri's Lieutenant. Well, we will kill the Loxodon. Yeah, mill, eat to extinction. I don't even... Targeted removal is not going to get us out of this. So we take 8. Ugh. Yeah. Well, Gray Merchant. This is where Nyx Lotus is just a little bit too slow. Down to 11. There's Winota. And we scoop it up. Ooh. Well, that was close. I feel like this is an extremely play-draw dependent matchup. As you can see, when we were on the play, our removal was able to keep our opponent in check. But the 2 games where our opponent was on the play, they were just able to go wide enough. In this hand, we even had a lot of removal. We never found the sweeper, but our targeted removal was a little expensive and just too slow with our opponent putting multiple bodies on the battlefield. Aye. All right. Well, close at least. All right. Budget Magic time. We are playing some Mono Black Peer Through Depths, Peer into the Abyss. Peer Through Depths. Peer into the Abyss Devotion. And also, a deck that is rotation friendly. Completely rotation proof, actually. About it. We do need to draw lands or we're going to have issues. Well, Kite Sail Freebooter. Narset. Ugh. Alright. Ooh, this hand is very frightening unless we start drawing lands. This Niv will wreck us. There's a Narset. Opponent takes it down. Frantic Invent. Oh, that's a land. Alright, so play the land, play Underworld Dreams. Actually, hit Narset, hit our opponent. Narset on 1 I think is fine. This Underworld Dreams might actually do some work. Opponent, land, end. Passing. No, play Castle Lockwain. So opponent can make a shark. Go to combat. Attack our opponent. If they make a shark, I think we just kill it. Opponent makes a shark. I don't think we care as much about Niv with Underworld Dreams out. Opponent's down to 12, because they know, down to 11, because they know they go so far with this Underworld Dreams. This Underworld Dreams might just be our secret tech. Even without the combo, just as like a random card. Opponent plays a land. Passes. I'll go to combat. Attack our opponent. Okay. Makes a shark. I think this is okay, though. We're going to lose a creature. However, yeah. Opponent goes to 8, and we get to play another Underworld Dreams. Stack them up, stack them up. And opponent can't beat it. Can't beat 2 Underworld Dreams. Oh, that was beautiful. That was a thing of beauty. All right, that was real good. That was real. Apparently, our opponent just cannot beat Underworld Dreams. Well, now, we definitely want our Underworld Dreams. Now, all right, let's think about this. We can go to Erebos' Intervention and Grasp of Darkness. We can go up Agonizing Remorse. We can go down 1 Nyx Lotus. Go up 2 Eat to Extinctions. Maybe go down the Iara for a Duress and try it like that. All right. Well, we got a plan, and that plan is to resolve Underworld Dreams because apparently our opponent cannot beat it. The discard can clear the way for the Underworld Dreams, and then theoretically, Underworld Dreams just beats this deck, I guess. I mean, a lot of our opponents' cards just incidentally draw them cards. It's kind of hilarious that Niv is so scary, but if you have 2 Underworld Dreams, like, sure, you're drawing cards, you're pinging us, but we're pinging you for even more. Alright. No discard, but we got the Underworld Dreams and a reasonable curve. And Castle Lochwain is one of our most important lands, I think, especially in a slower, more controlling matchup. Bone it, land, and scries to the bottom. Well, Swamp go. Opponent. Mountain passes. So play a land and... yeah, let's just freebooter. Ooh, take the negate. Okay. This is great. This is great for us. Opponent plays a land. Legion Warboss. Sure. Dork must attack. We get to kill it. Land. Murder the Warboss. Go attacking. Down to 19. Mountain for our opponent. Passes. Play the land. Go to combat. Attack. Play Agonizing Remorse. Alright, kills Kite Sail. And counters. Alright, so opponent has something good in hand. We'll play Temerat. Yeah, opponent might have like a Niv in hand. Tap land. And there's Crushy Crusherton. Well, we will just play Underworld Dreams. Play a land. Pass the turn. Ping you. Our secret tech on the battlefield again. I'm still not convinced our opponent can reasonably beat Underworld Dreams. And no one expects it. No one expects Underworld Dreams. Yeah, opponent. I think they're considering whether or not they can actually win this match because we just played a single Underworld Dreams. And we do have an answer to the Niv if they have it. Although, again, like, Underworld Dreams is sort of an answer on its own. But we really don't want Niv to go, wow, is this another salty scoop? Another Underworld Dreams salty scoop? Rope it out? Oh, yes. Oh, there is occasionally upside in playing cards that no one else plays. That is a big part of the power of rogue decks. Ooh, opponent's gonna... alright. Upkeep Shark Typhoon? Okay. I have literally no idea why you'd upkeep that, but okay, sure. That is acceptable. Opponent's down to 16. Is this Upkeep Shark Typhoon timeout scoop? Alright. Temple. Yeah. To the top. Well, let's start the eating. Untap. Ooh. Nyx Lotus. Swamp. Pass the turn. Ping you. So next turn we get a ton of mana too. Opponent down to 15. This Temerat's gonna have some massive toughness here in a minute. Alright, C-Octopus. I mean, that is good for our opponent, but it also keeps them drawing cards, which keeps killing them with Underworld Dreams. Opponent. Hits us, draws a card. Sure. Down to 14. Plays a land. Narset. So opponent representing or at least hoping for a counter. This does mean we can't Castle Lochwain during our turn, which is awkward. Takes down Narset. Gets a Frantic Inventory. Oh, well. Eat and eat. Untap. Castle Lochwain. Well, play Castle Lochwain. Murderous Rider. Alright. I guess we pass the turn. No attacks. Alright, Frantic Inventory. So we will kill Narset. Graveyard the land. Draw a card. Ooh, that's Gary. That's Gary. That is a good one. Opponent down to 13, untap. So they do get to get down to 12. They do get to draw again with the shark, which is a little bit scary. Mountain for our opponent. Another Narset. Yeah. These Narsets are keeping our opponent in it, sort of. Finds a Shark Typhoon. Goes to combat. Hits us. Draws a card. So the big question is going to be, do they have a counter for this Gray Merchant? That is more or less the game. Opponent goes to 11. Passes. Well. Gray Merchant? Do you have a hard counter? No. Hit you to 2. Swamp. And, yeah. Actually, attack you. And opponent, the power of Underworld Dreams realized. And, yeah, that was... that was a good one. That was a real good one. Whew. And we're even playing with, with a bit of a handicap because we're playing a fully post-rotation deck. So some of these cards that we're dealing with, like Narset, for example, will not actually be around, and still finding some success. All right, please wait. All right, budget magic time. We are playing some Mono Black Peer into the Abyss Devotion. Ugh. All right, well, hopefully we draw some lands and cheap things. This hand is really expensive. Well, Kai'Sail Freebooter's a cheap thing. About it. Fable Passage. Well, alright. Freeboot you. Oh, it's this Altai deck. Uh-oh. Well, this whole hand is full of unbeatable stuff. I'll take Extinction Event. So I guess our main hope is our opponent just stumbles on lands and buys us some time to Nyx Lotus, Swamp, Uro. Once they get to this Casualties of War, it's real bad for us. Alright, opponent does hit the land. Castle Lockwayne, Temerat. Hitcha. We also could use lands. Opponent crosses, draws a card. Do they find a land? No. Well, neither do we. So we will murder the crosses. Go attacking. Opponent still at 20. Okay. Alright, so that's bad. That's real bad. So opponent has all the mana they need for everything now, and an eliminate. Well, we hit a land, but it's feeling pretty slow. Hit ya. Down to 15. But now our opponent can casualties, and casualties is just absurd. Casualties into Uro, into Ugin? Yeah. Well, there's a reason why Sultai Ramp is the best deck in Standard at the moment. Yeah, trusting that the Ramp deck will not get lands is... I mean, what else can we really do, though? It's not like we have another option that's good. Opponent gets back in Uro. Draws a card, gains some life. And we can't really play the Nyx Lotus, because it comes into play tapped, and then our opponent can just casualties it. So that just improves our opponent's casualties. Well, murder Uro. Attack our opponent to 11. Well, that's awkward. Wow. The hybrid nature turns on what should be a dead card. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Yeah, that's brutal. Ugin, yeah, alright. And we will scoop it up. I think, it's never an early scoop if your opponent plays a unmatched Ugin. It is always the correct scoop. I mean, if you got a chance, like, you can immediately kill it or something, sure, whatever, but, if you cannot immediately kill it, I think conceding is very correct. So bring in discard. I think we trim some freebooters since... they die to all of our opponent's stuff. Bring in the Eat to Extinctions, and yeah, I guess that is what it is. Yeah, this matchup feels tough. Opponent's deck's real good. The Sultai Ramp deck. Uro's real good, and Ugin, and Ramping. I guess everything. Hydroid crosses. Okay, we'll keep this and hope that we draw lands. Swamp Go. If we can draw lands up to the Nyx Lotus, things are interesting. Opponent keeping 7. Was kind of hoping for the mull to 5. Land is good. Well, Agonizing Remorse you. We will take the Cultivate. We have multiple ways of dealing with Uro. Untap land. Thought Erasure. Build it. Takes the Temerat, sure. And mills the land. Well, we will just run out a Murderous Rider. Pass the turn. Land for Nyx Lotus would be sweet. Ugh. Well, so much for our multiple ways of dealing with Uro. Yeah, it might be a problem. Yeah, opponent takes Erebos' intervention, mills a land. So now not only can we not deal with Uro, but it's going to immediately come back. Oh, and we whiff on land. Uh-oh. Oh yeah, that was tough. That was tough. The second Thought Erasure really got us. We just don't have a way to stop this Uro. Yeah, opponent. Land into play untapped. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! We're seeing I guess the drawback of Nyx Lotus. Stuck on, yeah, okay. And this is just game, unfortunately. We had 2 answer. Oh my. Yikes. Okay, yeah, this is definitely game now. Oh, well, I guess that Nissa makes me feel a little better because not being able to answer Uro is not our big issue here. Well, we draw the land, but it's way too late. Way too late. Uro comes back, Nissa kills us. I mean, we won't really scoop, but we're super dead. Opponent. I mean, they also have Ugin. They just have it all. Actually, no, we are going to scoop. There's no way we can beat Nissa, Ugin, and Uro. That's just a list of maybe the 3 most rawly powerful cards left in Standard. Yeah, no way we're going to deal with them all at the same time. Doubly so in the game where we get stuck on 3 lands and draw 3 Nyx Lotuses. Alright, well, next time. Alright, budget magic time. We are playing some post-rotation, mono black, Peer into the Abyss combo, Devotion. Alright, looks like our opponent's on black aggro. Not sure how this lines up in game 1. 2 freebooters seems questionable. Opponent hits us. Yeah. Ooh, opponent's on 1 land. Well, alright, Kite Sail freebooter. Well, if our opponent's on 1 land, I think our odds have increased slightly. Well, alright, Disfigure, sure. Oh, opponent's trying to play what we're playing. Why did they keep a 1-lander? Opponent hits us, sure. Now, play a land, play Kite Sail freebooter. Take Underworld Dreams. Boot it. Passes. Well, play a land, Deathless Knight. Attack you. Down to 15. I have no idea where our opponent kept this hand. Like, literally none. Fenlurker. That's actually not bad for us because we have these extra lands we'd like to get rid of for Castle Lockwaid. Opponent. Passes. Well, play a land. Go to combat. Attack you. Opponent takes it. We will play Underworld Dreams and Temerat. And ping you down to 9, and yeah, opponent's lack of lands is going to be a big issue. Takes a peek, it's just a land. Game! Wow! Alright, well, life when your opponent... Wow, why did they keep that hand? That was a 7-card keep. They just kept... Yeah, blows my... I mean, I guess they had 2 1-mana. They had a Disfigure and a Knight of the Ebon Legion, but then the rest of the hand was like 4 mana, 5 mana... Why would you keep that? Alright, so we are playing against another Black Devotion deck. I think we go down Kite Sail. We go up Eat to Extinction. Removal, removal. Maybe go down to Nyx Lotus and Underworld Dreams for Agonizing Remorse. Alright, let's go down Wishclaw for Agonizing Remorse too. Let's try it like that. Well, we'll see. I feel like our deck is pretty well set up for the mirror. Especially after sideboarding where we have the exile-based removal. And I don't know if our opponent's playing Deathless Knight. Deathless Knight seems good in this matchup. Yeah, this is a fine defensive hand on the draw. We can kill stuff for days and then start running with Castle Lockwaid. Opponent. Agonizing Remorse, sure. I mean, this is the most redundant hand in history. Just 4 removal spells and 3 lands. Yeah, I mean, take your pick. I would probably take Murderous Rider, I guess, but I don't know our opponent's hand. Yeah. Well, play a land, pass the turn. Well, our opponent's first several things will die, which is nice. Underworld Dreams. Well, that's not gonna die. Agonizing Remorse, yeah. Take Peer. So this leaves our opponent with essentially nothing. Castle Lockwaid. That's good for our opponent. Well, play Castle Lockwaid, play Murderous Rider. Whoa! 4 life for a card, alright. Sure. Land for our opponent. I guess we do gotta be aware of Peer. Peer would be bad. Opponent. Planeswalker. Well, we get to draw some cards. We do get pinged a lot. Well, play... Yeah, get pinged, get pinged. I mean, we are down to 12. Good news is we do get to play a land, play Deathless Knight, kill Ob Nixilis. I mean, if our opponent gets up to Peer into the Abyss, we are in trouble. That does just kill us. And they are hitting their land drops. Alright, Iara, sure. Drains us a tiny bit. Disfigure, also sure. We get pinged. Play the land, play Underworld Dreams. Pass the turn. Opponent gets pinged. Combat. Well, we will kill Yara. Oh, opponent draws. Down to 12, down to 11, we get pigged. Well, Grey Merchant. Down to 6, get back Deathless Knight. Ping you to 5, come on, come on, hold, hold, hold. Opponent land. Did they find the Purity of the Abyss? Oh, they did. All right, sure. All right, I mean, that's fair. Opponent drew to the second copy. Not a whole lot we can do about that. Well, considering what we saw there, let's bring another Agonizing Remorse. Going down in Underworld Dreams, and, yeah, let's Heartless Act, run it like that. All right, well, that was something. Opponent seems way more committed to just playing a ton of redundant pieces to pull off the Peer to the Abyss combo, but perhaps slower and, I would think, not as good as a normal deck. Now, Swamp and Agonizing Remorse you. Fenlurker, Peer, double Grey Merchant. Well, let's take Fenlurker. This means our opponent won't be doing anything for a while. Land, passes. Well, play a land, run out Murderous Rider. Hopefully start gaining some life. Also setting up for our Grey Merchant. Opponent land, passes. Now, Castle Lockwing, go to combat, attack ya. And, yeah, Murderous Rider number 2. Opponent, land, passes. Now play the land, go to combat, attack ya. Grey Merchant, drain ya. Down to 8. Land, Grey Merchant for 2. Well, let's... Yeah, I think we just have to kill Grey Merchant. Go attacking. Opponent down to 4. Land, Grey Merchant. Heartless Act, kill the Grey Merchant. Attack, and aggro win? Whew. Well, sadly, our opponent was the only one who pulled off our combo. Thankfully, we were the one that won the match. Whew. So, this is actually an interesting match to talk about. Part of the reason we don't have Ob Nixiluses and so forth is those cards rotate, and I wanted the deck to be fully post-rotation. The other reason, though, is I feel like you want the deck to be functional without the combo, and then have the combo be a bonus. So, in my experience, the best way to win with Peer into the Abyss is not actually to just try to hurry up, get Underworld Dreams, get Ob Nixilus, target your opponent with it. What I found is the best way to win with it is to Nyx Lotus, Peer into the Abyss yourself to draw half your deck, and then the following turn, you're going to be perfectly set up with a discard spell, a Peer, an Underworld Dreams, and roughly infinite mana with Nyx Lotus. And then the second Peer of the Abyss can kill the opponent. So that has been my experience. But all right, well, apparently a post-rotation deck can beat a pre-rotation deck. Sweet, 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 sweet. So what did we learn this week about? Post-rotation, ultra-budget, Abyss Black Devotion, and overall, the deck held its own, I would say. We went 3-2, which is a pretty good record, and an even better record when you consider we were playing against pre-rotation decks. Like, one of our losses came to Sultai Ramp, kind of the new monster of Standard, and that's a deck that is just likely not going to exist. Once Casualties of War is gone, once Nissa is gone, once rotation hits, that deck's likely to be at least a lot worse. Hydrate Crosses as well. So even though we're at a disadvantage playing against pre-rotation decks, we managed to post a winning record. The deck felt pretty good. I really love the combo aspect of the deck. Like, traditionally, Mono Black Devotion, it's good at grinding. Grey Merchant's really powerful. You can generate card advantage, kind of kill things, play the mid-range game plan. But having this I win the game combo is actually a really huge addition to the deck that adds this different dimension that opponents might not really be ready for. So I think it's a really huge addition, and I was definitely impressed with how good targeting ourselves with our Peer into the Abyss can be, just drawing half of our deck. Actually, I think we did that more than targeting our opponent, at least with the first copy. So I actually think that Mono Black Devotion, I think it's really sweet. I think it's competitive. It's definitely going to get even better after rotation, or it should at least, as the format gets smaller. Some of the hardest matchups like Sultai Ramp rotate from the format. So I feel like this is a deck that has a lot of pieces to compete post-rotation. Nyx Lotus is really powerful. The combo is sweet. The deck is synergistic. It's got some good removal. It's got some good pieces. It's got card draw. It's got basically everything you want. So for a ultra budget deck in Standard that's going to last through rotation for another year, I would definitely recommend it. I'm not saying this is going to end up being like a tier 1 deck or anything, although Black Devotion could be. Like, it has been at times in the past, and it's got a lot of good tools, but it feels like at least a competitive-ish deck that is going to be around for a while, going to be able to get wins, presumably grind up the ranks a little bit on arenas. So if you're looking for something different to do, not just now, but for the next year, give it a shot. I think it's actually a really fun deck. And plus, I mean, what's better than drawing half your deck and potentially killing your opponent by making them draw half your deck? So anyway, that's a Bliss Black Devotion. Post-rotation, very budget-friendly. That's been our Budget Magic for this week. Thanks for watching. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I will talk to you soon.
Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.